Right, it's a real pleasure to welcome to the show Richard Jones from the legendary Stereophonics. How you doing?
I'm very good. That's a lovely introduction. Thank you very much.
I mean, you are legends now. You've been in a band for what, nearly 30 years. The debut album came out 25 years ago. Like that's, I think we can put the legendary status on you guys now. I think you've been going long
Well,
enough.
I know it is usually kicked around a lot, but the longer you stick around, I think the more it kind of makes sense then, doesn't it?
I think it's a combination of the longer you stick around, but also still doing so well because your 12th. I mean, that's quite a big number. And your 12th album, Oochya, it looks like it's going to be number one this week as well, doesn't it?
Well, fingers crossed. We never take anything for granted, but yeah, it'll be a good celebration if it is. That'll be I think it's our eighth number one if it does get to number one. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's brilliant. We're up there with the best of them then.
that's yes, a seven number one so far. I mean, unless somebody brings out a surprise album like Ed Sheeran just drops an album tomorrow, I think you pretty
Yeah.
much should be sorted for the number one. I mean,
It's happened in the past. So
yeah,
yeah.
it has, but um, does it still is it still exciting the album? You know, the chart race, even 25 years down the line, is it still just exciting when you first started? Going, well, this could be number one. Like this could be.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, we never take anything for granted. And, we don't know how an album's going to react with an audience until it's actually out there. We put our hearts and souls into it, and we believe that it can be, as successful as possible. But you never know until that, like you get the position on a Friday and where it's going to be, really. So.
I mean, I can see it in the background there. You've got the nice vinyl copy. Are you still a physical man when it comes to music? Do you still like the vinyl, the CD, or you...
Yeah, I still go out and buy vinyl. I've got a nice little record player at home. I don't get to use it that much because the kids are too noisy in the house. So I need everybody to be out when I do play the vinyl. So, but I do like the physical copies. There's something I don't know about the size, the artwork, and you've got that. You've got to put a bit of time into, you got to listen to it, you got to flip it over. There's no, pressing play or shuffle. So
Yeah. I mean, what's your favorite record you've got in your collection?
um I've been on a Mark Lanigan trip lately because the great man passed away a couple of weeks ago. So I've got his last album, which sounds really good on vinyl. I've been into that, but I'm a massive Johnny Cash fan as well. So I've got like the Unearthed box set on vinyl, which it took me years to find.
Yeah.
I finally got my hands on it about 2 years ago, and it's still sealed. I'm too afraid to open it up.
I am like that sometimes with vinyls. Like it's too precious to release.
Yeah,
So yeah, obviously we're here for the new album. I mean, I've heard so many people say this differently, but it is just Ucha or Ucha.
that's
Oh,
right. Yeah,
yeah.
Oochya.
Ucha.
Yeah, it's like a word. It doesn't mean anything. It just sounds great when you say it. It makes you feel good when you hear it, and yeah, we just like felt like it would represent the album really well. Like we like album titles like Aerosmith Pump, and like one word titles that doesn't really like mean anything. It just sounds really good.
It's a feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with this album, I heard an interview with Kelly, and he was saying that quite a lot of these songs were either written a few years ago, or parts of songs are actually quite old, and it's kind of an amalgamation of like ideas you've had from years ago. So what is actually the oldest idea that made the album?
I'm just having a quick look at the titles of the songs now. We probably there's a song on there, "You're My Soul" and "Forever." They're probably the oldest ones that may date back to around about 2008, 2009, when I think we were recording "Pull the Pin,"
Yeah.
and they just didn't fit on that album. They're not. we didn't think that the songs were bad or anything. They just didn't fit on the album. And sometimes a song will like rear up and it'll make total sense with what you're doing at that time. And that's kind of what was happening with this, like with this album, really. We had a bunch of new songs, and these kind of older ideas sat really well next to them. So we literally re-recorded the older ideas to bring them up to date with the new things, and made a great album, we think. So
I mean, it's good that you don't think it's rubbish. You're not going, "Well, mate, now that's not great." It's good that you like it.
Well, yeah, I think, like every time we go into studio, we put our hearts and souls into, like the music. Kelly with the lyrics as well. I know for definite he puts everything into the lyrics, and so it is, like we are who we are, and the music comes direct from us. Like it means so much to us. To put music out there, and it's great when you get that reaction from people, like either when you play it or like when it's just been released and people just like grab hold onto it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very personal album. I think from the lyrics sort of side of things, it's definitely more personal. And my favorite track, as soon as I heard it, I was like, this is like an instant classic Stereophonics track for me, was "Do You Feel My Love." There's just something about that song which is exceptional.
Yeah, that one is quite old as well. I think that was kicking round about the same time as "Forever" and "You're My Soul." But again, you can't keep a great song down. Like they do keep on popping up. Then you might wrote it 20 years ago, and you try it in a kind of different way, or you put a different instrument on it, and it just suddenly makes sense, and like fits with everything else you're doing. So it is a great tune. It's a good one to play live as well.
Yeah, that's something I was going to move on to, because obviously we've got the tour which is happening either very, very soon, because we've got Brighton on the 26th and also Bournemouth on the 27th. That's a great weekend, because we're in Southampton, so that's sort of midway between the two, so you can go to either. And then as well, the headline of Victoria's Festival again on the Friday night.
Well, we had a ball the last time we played there, so we're really looking forward to it this summer, especially after the last 2 years everybody's had. I think everybody's just gagging for like a good time now, so we'd be ready for it.
I think because for me, you guys are in the top 3 headliners Victoria's I think I've ever had. There's, I think, like between like you and the Prodigy, I can't really differentiate who was better. It was an amazing set.
Oh, great. Yeah, the Prodigy, a great band as well. We played with them many times over the years, and great bunch of boys. So sad, like when Keith Flint passed away, we were gutted. So
so I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys again live, because you are such. I mean, I think it's kind of because you've been going so long, but the stage presence when you played at Victoria's and headline was just insane. And I think it was the version of The Writer which just like blew me away. That like the extended ending that you have to add is amazing, and it's definitely a track you need to hear live.
We've always like tried to be the best live band we could possibly be, and that goes back to when we played the pubs and clubs in Wales. If you weren't good live, then you couldn't cut it really, and you were always booed off. So we made a point of being a good live band, and like carried that through.
And it definitely shows. And like I said, obviously we've got the Brighton show, got the Bournemouth show, and we've got Victoria, so a lot of time for people to come see you. I mean, the Brighton and Bournemouth show, it's only in a few weeks, so not that long to learn all the lyrics, but long enough.
Well, it's always good, like when the tour's after the album, at least people are quite familiar with a lot of the new material, because sometimes it can be a little bit scary up on stage playing a new song for the first time, and people have just got that kind of blank expression on their face, like, what's this? They're trying out new material on us.
I always find that in a crowd, you always do get some people there that's going, when's Dakota? That's one.
That's why we leave that to the end. Keep them sticking around.
So from the new album, what track are you most looking forward to getting in front of a live audience with?
I think for me, there's a really kind of special moment in the song called "All I Have Is You," where it just builds and builds, and it's quite emotive, that song, and I can't wait for for an audience to experience that. So yeah, that's going to be good when we play that live.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, we're already running out of time already because I know you've got a few more of these to do. But just quickly, with obviously the pandemic, things like that, was it slightly easier for you guys to kind of take that break? Obviously, kind of a forced break from music, but was it kind of easier for you guys because obviously you've been going for so many years to kind of just take that time away and to recuperate, or were you just really desperate to get back in the studio, get back with the guys to be making music?
Well, the first kind of lockdown in March 2020, it kind of, everything happened quite quickly, but it was at the right time for us because we literally finished our tour on I think it was the 16th or 17th of March, and then the lockdown happened on the 23rd, I believe, or 24th.
Yeah.
And we were going to take a break anyway, right up until summer. So for us, it wasn't that much of a strain on, like what we do. But after that summer, then it did feel like, all right, we need to be doing things. And, like, when's that going to happen? When we're allowed to go back in and write, record, and, like tour. And yeah, it was just a waiting game for everybody. And it was a bit of a stress for, everybody that works with us, like all the crew, because they had to get second jobs and wherever, just to keep going, really.
Yeah, no, but yeah, and so glad that things are getting back to normal. And like I said, we've got the live shows coming up. We've got the headliner at Victorious. The album is out now, and it's going to be #1. I can feel it. The 8th #1. Going to be amazing. Fingers crossed.
Fingers
but
crossed.
Thank you so much, Richard, for your time. And yeah, we really look forward to seeing you guys live again.
Thank you, Sam. You
Cheers.
take care.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.